So why don't we get into it by going around and doing character introductions? Brief note, however, that one of our players, Marit, is sick, so she was unable to make it. She is in the top left box, and then the bottom right box is blank because of slow internet. So we're just doing that one with audio. But yeah, why don't we get started with Evan? Go ahead.
Well, my name's Evan. I play Ymitri on How Not to End the World. Tonight, however, I am going to be playing a kind of capstone character of mine named Sulthira. She is traditionally a mage, originally from, video games and such, and I've adapted her in multiple different games and tabletop renditions and such, so this will be a new version of her that you guys will be seeing tonight.
Going clockwise, we're on Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex. I play Pyotr in our Wednesday night campaign, How Not to End the World, and tonight I am playing Jin Agan, who is Sulthira's long-suffering steward? Yeah, steward. We'll go with that. Babysitter sounds too
Steward's good.
Clockwise from there, we're on Carter.
All right. Corey here again. I am a lurker in their show, How to End the World, constantly bugging the DM and making him have squirrel moments. I'm going to be
You'll
playing.
give the chat ideas.
Yeah, I'm going to be playing Bram. Bram Bodrav, who is a he's a lumberjack. His family is full of lumberjacks, and he is where he is because he now has his own family, and he's trying to make ends meet and make the best of it. So we're here to do some work, do some traveling, and find some answers.
Cool.
Work and travel.
So for those of you who haven't seen the trailer / promo video / whatever you want to call it on our website at fantasticide.net/Ryuutama, basically the gist of this campaign is that we are all going to be taking the roles of the Springtime Voyagers, who are a group of people setting out from the small village of Feast, obviously in the springtime, on a journey to go out and seek out the All-Sage, which is an immortal being living in the Hearthgrove on the other side of the lower continent. You all have been aware that you are going to be undertaking this journey. You all kind of got the itch, except for maybe Sulthira, who's more doing this as an obligation as part of your education. But the rest of you got the itch to go on your journey a little while ago and have been preparing, putting together the things that you'll need to go out and experience the world. And why don't we start off by telling each other a story of our time in Feast. So we'll go counterclockwise, starting with Brahm. Why don't you tell us about something that sticks out? Also, I can't read usernames, but thank you.
What's the town that the All Sage is in again?
That is, if I am recalling my own story lore correctly, Hearthgrove.
That's Impuse, by the way. Impuse. I'm watching chat, but I'm not in chat. A story. You had to throw the new man under the bus. I see how it is. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I delight in putting people on the spot. It is how I get my jollies.
Good thing I got a diaper on. I'm pooping myself right now. So a story about Brahm. Like I said earlier, he is a father. Well, he is a soon-to-be father, should I say. His wife is pregnant. Her name's Cecilia. They moved here from his old hometown of Springfield because they wanted a new lease on life, and he got an offer for a job at a place called Would You Like Some Wood? As a lumberjack, that was the place he wanted to be, and he's now a manager of it, and he's been working really hard, as well as going out and about and helping repair things. People know him as the guy who if you need something fixed, he can do it, or at least he'll try. And other than that, people recognize him as this big, huge, hulking man. He's got a two-handed axe always strapped to his back or in his hand if he's using it. So he can't be missed. He's got hardcore plaid on with a nice little lumberjack cap, and some walking cane, a walking stick, and these really nice shoes that kind of keep the rain out when he's out doing work. Is that enough story? Because I can keep going.
We're gonna do one more loop of everyone. So
we're gonna be here for an hour.
We're gonna be here for an hour. This is.
Oh my god! Can we bullshit describe our characters?
No, we're gonna do another loop, so you'll have more time to talk about your character. Don't worry. But let's move on to. I am forgetting your character's name, Alex.
Jin.
That's right.
Well, Jin is about 6 foot tall, kind of thin fellow, bespectacled, wears some nice traveling robes. Very seldom seen without his ledger. He's very often got his nose in his books, but he's a very, very friendly fellow. He likes to meet new people, likes to talk with people and make friends, and he especially loves, more than almost anything else in the world, making money. He loves the art of turning 1 gold into 2, and he's, if he says so himself, quite adept at it. His family, the Agans, have been long family friends of the Sets, which is Solthira's family, and very often they'll end up taking an advisory role or an accountant role or an assistant role to the Set's noble family. Since he was about 13 years old, Jin has been Solthira's steward, advisor, adjutant, guardian, whatever you want to say it. He's responsible for making sure that she is safe and grows up to be worthy of her role. It's not just his job, but that's kind of his thing he's been set to do since he was very young.
Okay. And Solthira.
My name is Solthira Set Near. I get the last name Set from my father. His name's Eldwire Set. He is a property connoisseur here in Fierce. And my mother, her name's Carmela Nair, and she is kind of a banking master. And it's kind of where I get my wit from and my smarts. I kind of grew up by myself, mostly homeschooled, but they could afford the best teachers that would come into my house and just kind of tell me everything. One of my favorite things someone gave me was this book of knowledge here, and it kind of just it helps me just keep track of everything I know. It's like a constantly upgrading encyclopedia. But really, I'm going to be going on this adventure because I'm supposed to become house advisor, and it's been 30 or 40 years since someone's actually taken up that role, and since I'm their only daughter, it's supposed to be me, and so I have to go on this journey to ask a question and figure some things out from the All-Sage, but not really too fond of outside so much. So ever since I was little, they kind of assigned this guy named Jin to me, and I don't know, he's supposed to be my steward, but he's kind of I don't have any actual siblings, but he's like an annoying older brother, but they pay him or something. I don't know why, but it's bigger than my allowance. But anyway, I have to go get the rest of my things, but I should be ready shortly. And then she leaves.
Okay. So, going back in the clockwise order again, Solthira, Feast is a town where everyone knows everyone, and you've definitely met everybody here before, in addition to the other people in town. And now that you're setting off with Brahm, like you've met him before, maybe you've had some sort of impression of him, but there's one thing in particular, one story, maybe you overheard it from your parents, maybe you experienced it yourself, but there's something that sticks out in your mind about Brahm that really like cements who he is. So why don't you tell us about that?
Well, I've seen Brahm around town, and I've always considered him one of the workers. So I didn't really pay him too much mind, but every now and then I would just when I would be out sometimes, see him, I don't know, helping people, but it didn't look like it was people that, couldn't pay for things. So there was like no reason to be helping, but he would be doing it anyway. But yeah, you don't see many people doing that because, they're all like being super ambitious about things, but I don't know. It didn't make too much sense to me, but I don't know. I guess he's different.
Okay. Jin, same thing for you. Everybody knows everybody. And you spent a lot of time with Solthira. So what's one thing that you remember about Solthira, either like coming up with him or maybe some conversation that you had with his parents or her parents, sorry, or something like that, that kind of like cements who you think Solthira is?
Well, Solthira uses the same type of magic that Jin does. We are both winter mages. And so one of my roles earlier in life was teaching her how to use magic. And she's a fair bit, picked up a fair bit quicker than Jin ever did. So he's had a good time teaching her that. However, there was one mishap one day when she had just learned a new spell called Shooting Star, which, shoots a projectile out of your hand. Kind of like a, hey, look at this, bam! And Jin is missing the pinky on his left hand from that particular mishap.
Fair enough. Brahm, once again, same to you. You have met everybody in town, and you're well aware of the Sets and I forget Solthira's mother's names and the Egans. Why don't you tell us a story that kind of like fixes in your mind who Jin is?
Okay, I gotta say two things first. The first thing is I just picture this like our characters are like going in that soapbox kind of thing that the
That 70 show?
Well, yeah, is that what it is? Where it's just like you see them, they're like talking, and they're not really talking to anyone, but they're talking. I feel like that's what's happening. And the second thing is this a yes and moment? Is that what these are?
Yeah.
Oh God.
If you object to anything, just let me know. Like it's fine for you to have creative control over your character, but I think that like cool things can come about when you like let other people just kind of like take in what they know about your character and then just kind of reflect it back at you.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I love it, and you guys are gonna hate me. I'm sorry. Okay, so Brahm, being in town a lot and being someone who, is not overly ambitious. He's very, he likes to pinch his pennies where he can because, you never know when there's going to be a tree to cut down, and you never know when you're going to make a little bit of cash. So when he heard of someone who can, help turn over cash and who is very open about, hey, I'm really good at it and I can always do it. It never fail almost. He trusted, and he found out it was kind of 50-50. Sometimes, Jin would come back and have made a profit, and sometimes Jin wouldn't, or at least Jin would tell him he wouldn't. Whether it was a truth or not, he's not sure of. But he's pretty trusting in people, and believes in people, and he's very optimistic. So he's kept trying and never looked back.
Cool. So we got some stories there, kind of have a bit better idea of what we're dealing with. Also, I apologize if the overlay is a bit messed up. I'm like noticed that some stuff was wrong, and I've been messing with it while listening to these stories. But what we're going to do now is you all have been preparing Do any of you? So one of the concepts in Ryuutama is this idea of key items, like items that are really important to you. So do any of you have any of those that you want to share?
Well, I already told you guys about my book of knowledge, so
Okay.
if you need to know more, I can show you. There's a lot.
Jin?
Jin has a coin he always keeps with him of a material he can't quite identify that he found when he was a child.
Okay. Brom?
It's from some ancient culture.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So Brahm actually, other than just some basic trinkets like picture of his wife or painting, I'm not really sure the exact setting. So if you can't take Polaroid pictures, it'd be like a painting of his wife. But the biggest thing that is noticeable that he carries around that's been passed down through his family is his trusty old axe. He calls it Splinter.
Okay. So we got a trophy axe, a unidentified coin, and a book of knowledge. Awesome. Finally, so we're going to kind of fast forward. You all have been preparing for a while, as I mentioned. If any of you have anything that you want to like draw attention to during your preparations, now's the time. Give a couple seconds. Okay.
I got a mule.
I have a llama named Ostrich.
I'm strong.
Brom's just sitting there like, I don't need to do any preparation. I'll just go with my gun show here, and
I have a mule with a barrel and 2 chests on it, and we also have Brom, who has a barrel chest.
okay, that's a lot
I
mean,
better than mine.
I don't have anything on me. Just my epee is strapped to my hip, but my ostrich is carrying everything.
I got a book bag. It's pretty big. It's got stuff in it. His wife packed it for him, so he doesn't know what the hell's in there.
Those things chafe your shoulders,
Eh.
especially when you're not wearing a shirt like that.
I mean, I'll put a shirt on at some point.
So one of the things in Ryuutama is that there's different roles for the party, and one of them is quartermaster.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking that the friendly neighborhood merchant could be the quartermaster.
Right. Well, so how do you want to sort this out? Do you want to do it in game or out of game?
Good.
In game, yeah, why not?
Cool. Let's do it in game. So, yeah, let's get started. So, this is like the day that you all are setting out. You all have your bags ready. I don't know if any of you have like a wagon or anything like that. I'm guessing no.
Nope.
Okay, so you all have your backpacks. You're standing on the edge of town. Some people have come to see you off. Curious townsfolk as well as well-wishers. Why don't we name off some of those people? Who's coming to see Solthira off?
My family, my mother, my father, but all these other people. I didn't know there's actually this many people in town. Like, there's hundreds of people not seen us personally off, but up there on the ridge and kind of like on the bridge too. I don't know. This was like a popular matter, but I guess it is. I almost forgot my grimoire when I left. So my mother ran up to me before I, completely parted off and handed it to me. I slipped it back in my satchel. My book of knowledge is actually hanging underneath my armpits, and I'm constantly reading it. Every now and then something new pops up inside of it that I've never discovered, and you can kind of see my excitements when, it's a little bit of nerddom, but it's okay.
Okay. Is anybody there to see Jin Eggins off?
His dear old mother is there, giving him a hard time. Oh, did you pack enough food? Did you pack enough water? Oh, you don't have a walking stick? Are you going to be fine? Yes, mother. I will be fine.
Did you pack enough underwear?
Yes, mother. It will not be like that one time.
I see our missing player Yuzu is on the same wavelength.
I cannot look at the stream right now, or my computer will, or rather, my computer will be fine. My internet will come to a crashing halt. So, thanks, Yuzu. Whatever you said.
She just said, "Got spare undies, son."
Once his parents step away, I'll kind of nudge him in the. He's taller than me, so nudge him in the side. Almost forgot you actually had parents. How come I've never met them?
So, Thera, you've met them many times.
Well, I don't know. I don't meet that many people, but they seem forgettable.
Duly noted.
Meanwhile, Jin, your mom's just standing back there. "You got the cookies I packed you, right?"
Yes, I do. I pack them on top so they don't get crushed.
Bram, who's there to see you off?
So, he definitely would have sent word to his family back in Springfield to see if they'd come out. And unfortunately, the only person who shows up is his wife, Callie. His older brother, Harold, definitely, he sent word back saying that he actually was going to be working, so he wasn't able to make it. And he didn't hear back from Frederick or Mateo, but his father and mother didn't seem to show up either. At least he's not seeing him in the crowd right now. So it's just, Callie handing him his backpack and, giving him a kiss and wishing him well. And obviously the people he works with too, kind of being like, come back quick because we got work to do.
This says a lot. So one of the things about the Ryuutama world is that the whole going on a journey thing is just something that people expect. And the courteous thing is for people to just be like, "Yep, you go out on your journey, you do you take your time, we'll take care of the whole homestead while you're gone." And so this says a lot about your boss.
You look at all the other workers, and they're all like just like 5'6" to 5'10", scrawny kind of dudes. His boss is just a short, fat, bald man, and he's 6'4", rippling muscles in the whole 9 yards. So he gets it. He gets it. They're not going to do a whole lot of chopping while he's gone.
It's the wall of meat.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of JoJo lately, so that brings some images to mind.
Yes. Which JoJo?
I am currently on. I forget his name. The third one.
I meant which
day.
JoJo is Brahm. Which one are you imagining?
Yes.
Cool.
They all kind of have the same thing going, really.
Not until at part 4 they start. Anyway, we should not get on a JoJo tangent. I will never get on a JoJo tangent.
Yes, let's talk about JoJo for the viewers of our Ryuutama stream. Yes.
It's anime, whatever.
As soon as y'all start talking about it,
they do go on an adventure.
Oh my god. We are not the Stardust Crusaders. I cannot get this in my head.
Okay. So yeah, you all are gathered around. Nailing it, guys. Thanks, Yuzu. You all are gathered around, and in front of this big crowd. You're on the edge of town. There's the road leading off into the forest behind you. The sun is rising in the distance, kind of giving you this almost silhouette effect. The birds are chirping, and there's a nice cool breeze on this springtime day. And Mayor Lila Aldemir is here to kind of do the farewell ceremony. She's the leader of this town, and really though she's a lot more interested in garden tending, in her trying to keep the wildlife and nature of the city kind kind of, well kept and well taken care of. So she's mostly a figurehead. A lot of the, day-to-day business of the town goes through the family of Solthera. But regardless, she stands up on a small podium that she had arranged for herself. And she says, "Well, while these brave adventurers get ready to leave on our journey, please remember that you will be in our hearts. There will be many trials on your journey to go see the All-Sage, but we believe that you will be triumphant and see through your goals. We give you the best of wishes on these difficult trials ahead, and we hope that with your adventurous spirit, you will power through. Please keep us in your hearts and minds during the cold, dark nights that will lie between your trip here, or your homes here, and your destination abroad, just as we will all be keeping yourselves in our hearts. And we hope that the seasonal dragons will watch over you as they have watched over all of the many travelers that have gone on this journey before you." Then she goes up to each one of you individually, and she goes up to Solthera. "It's been good watching you, seeing you grow up over the years, and I'm really excited to see how this journey and the many things that happen along it shape you as you go."
I already know what I'm going to ask the All-Sage, so hopefully when I come back here, I'll know a lot more about the lands and everything, and I can teach everybody else.
Good. I hope you make it count. It's a really special opportunity. She goes over to Jin, and I know you've always kept a watchful eye over Solthera, and I hope that you'll continue to do the great duty that you've been carrying out all of these years. She reaches out to shake your hand.
I shake her hand. Thank you. I hope this journey is enlightening for everyone.
As do I. We all will be hoping that your journey brings good success. She goes over to Brahm. "And to you, I hope that you find what you're looking for on this journey. You've definitely been an important part of the city's economy, and we will definitely miss you in your absence."
Yeah, I appreciate that. By the way, the podium is slightly off center. I can fix it when I come back.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was just noticing that I felt a little off.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll fix it.
She kind of goes back to her podium and says, "Okay, everyone, it's time for them to set off. Be sure to give your final goodbye as you see these adventurers off on their journey." And the whole town just kind of erupts into a roar of goodbye, farewell, good luck. And, everybody starts waving as you all turn around and get ready to head out into adventure. Cue theme music. I don't have theme music queued.
When the sun turns to blackness.
I mean, I do have 2,500 points, so I can give us a Dark Omen, apparently.
Those are right. Yeah, I was supposed to pitch those. We do have some stream rewards. If you want to give them dark omens, light omens, pretty self-explanatory. You give them to me. I make good or bad things happen to the players. There's also manifestations. Players get to make something appear in the world, and then we have a few other things that are just special for this show. So you can get those with channel points, or tipping some bits, or being Patreon, or what was the other one? Sharing our stuff. Just let us know in the chat if you want to do any of those things. Anywho, you all are setting out on your adventure, and first things first is as you are journeying, you need to kind of figure out how you're feeling for the day. So why don't we all make our first first roll of the game a condition check.
Which is strength and spirit.
Yes, strength and spirit. So at the beginning of every day, adventurers make condition checks to kind of figure out how they feel, kind of get a good idea for how well they're doing today. And it kind of dictates a lot of the various things that happen throughout the adventure. So Thera, what did you get?
I rolled an 11, so that means I get to bump something up by 1 dice size.
And Jin, what did you get?
I got a 5. Curiously, I rolled a max on my D4 and minimum on my D8.
Oof. And Brahm, what did you roll?
He said strength and spirit.
Yep.
Yep.
It's a 9.
Solid. So, Thera, you're feeling especially good today. What brings about these fortuitous circumstances?
My giddiness. I actually haven't left the town without my parents really ever. Well, there is that one time Jin took me out, like a little bit outside, but he really just came right back. So I just feel awfully giddy and anxious, but it's like a good anxious. So I'm just channeling my nervousness to kind of be energy. And I already kind of mapped out what we're gonna do today, and I fumbled some papers and pulled one out that I had kind of tucked into my book of knowledge, and it is a kind of map sketch of what we have. So if we're not gonna get lost, and if we do, I can just make an adjustment on this. So yeah, I think I'm ready.
Awesome. And to clarify, Carter, players are not allowed to participate in that system.
Hey, I got points.
I might make a exception for Yuzu at home, but only bad omens.
Yuzu's prone to bad omens.
Okay, so next thing that we need to do is you all travel for a while, and we need to figure out how this journey goes. So
I would say I am casting a spell. I slowly over the course of a while cast a spell on Brahm, and you feel your skin become like extra thick, like it's going to be difficult for you to get wounded.
Oh, did you just use that like the barrier spell that you taught me?
Yes, and I'd recommend you cast that on yourself as well.
Okay, give me a second.
Do you have to rub me like that when you do it, though?
I'm
That's just
just
how he
putting
likes
my
to
hand on
cast.
your shoulder. If I bounce up and down because I'm walking, then I'm sorry.
Okay, all right.
And you see Solthera like place her grimoire on the ground on an open page, and she stays standing the whole time, and she grabs kind of bits of dust and rock from the ground and sets it in a circular pattern. And then 10-minute ritual gets cast, and over time there's like pixie dust sparkles that kind of float up around her, and they almost seem to adhere to her body before they visually disappear. But I also cast Round Reflection on myself.
Okay.
And while you're all doing these magic things, Brahm pulls out his shoes and puts them on, his walking shoes, and pulls out his hiking stick. And, it's one of those ones that like it can be bigger and shorter based on the terrain, and slaps it out so it grows, throws his cap on. He's like, I'm ready.
Do you mind feeding Ostrich while I finish this up?
Sure. I do have a clarification. So because is it only the animals I have purchased that I can feed for free, or is it the party, like the animal in the party?
Sounds like the party to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, is this a special ability of your class?
Yeah. So I have, it's called Animal Owner. I can have up to 3 pets without paying for food or water for them.
We'll rule that it's the party.
Because I mean, he's got a farm, so I'm assuming I just made sure to bring extra food and water with us.
Yeah. The way we'll go with it is like, you can take care of the other party members' animals, and you just get to get kind of cozy with them, get to know them, get to be the one to feed them, take care of them.
We've got 7 free animals we can have with us because everybody gets 1, and then you and I can both have 3. We have 2 animals in our party.
Okay.
Awesome. I mean, Brahm is all about the animals. Just bring on nature. Just come, bring it in, guys.
Bring it in, guys.
And gals.
So we got a pack mule, right?
A pack mule named Balthus is my companion.
Yeah, and a pack llama named Ostrich.
Ooh. And then you have Brahm.
And Brahm, the pack man.
Yeah.
What was the llama's name?
Ostrich. Spelled like the animal.
Okay, so we got a pack mule named Bullfus, a pack llama named Ostrich, and was there a third one or no?
Brahm.
Just I'm having a hard time telling if you're being serious and there's like a pack animal named Brahm or
No,
Not yet.
No.
However,
There's a pack man named Brahm.
okay.
there is
just
not.
making sure.
We do not have an animal named after Brahm yet.
Yet.
You
Episode
are little
2.
Brahm.
Episode 2. Okay, so why don't we go ahead and make our travel checks for today? This is a strength dex check that has a target of the terrain plus the weather, which is going to be 6 because it is clear skies overhead and you guys are just traveling on grassland.
All right.
So just to clarify for that, because I have the walking stick, that gives me a +1, right?
Mm-hmm.
And does Sorry.
But the walking stick only gives you +1 if your strength is 4.
Oh, so I gotta.
It's
So
like
if
the
it only
for-
helps you if your strength is really low, unless you got one of the really nifty ones.
The next level of walking stick is the one that could benefit you best.
The hiking stick, right? That's what I got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
Hiking
Sorry,
stick, I think,
I-
takes you over plains and the first level of terrain, I think.
Yeah.
+1.
That's why I got that one.
Yeah. I feel like I think you're doing it right.
Okay, and then walking shoes, does that come into play with this too, or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's +2. Okay. I'm learning, guys.
Hey, you doing
What
good.
was the
You doing
target? I got 6.
The target was 6,
Good.
so that's pass.
Woo.
good. I did not make the target.
Okay, and how about Brahm?
I am glad that I have those pluses. I made a 7.
Okay, and what did you actually get, Jin?
Oh, I got a 4 total.
4 total.
So
okay.
what that means is that for the rest of the day, my HP is halved.
Yep. So none of you critically succeeded as far as I'm aware, but Jin, so you're having a rough time of it. What happens to make your day so bad?
There's just this one little hill that we're climbing up. Any other day would have been completely fine, but Jin doesn't see a root coming out of the path. He trips over it, falls, and he kind of skins his knee. So he's kind of got a bit of a limp for the rest of the day.
So Theris sarcastically drew the route on the map so that he doesn't skip over it next time.
Good to know I have your support, as always.
And
Sometimes I feel like I'm the one watching you.
me and the animals are up front, just kind of looking back like, oh, shoot, sorry. Didn't see you were that far back.
He's just being slow.
I can
carry
keep up.
you.
I can keep up.
Oh, okay. All right.
The day continues, and it's a very, your spirits are still high, but after 8 hours of walking, your feet are starting to get tired, and the sun's starting to set, and it's starting to feel like it's time to wrap up for the day. So first, we need to, figure out whether you all actually made progress. So who's doing the the
Mapping?
wayfinding? Yes, words.
This one. I am.
Okay.
And I'm rolling to assist.
I'm rolling 2d10.
D10?
Yeah, I boosted it with my condition roll.
Oh, right.
So that's a
Nice.
15 map roll.
Nice.
And she gets
And
a
then
+1 to
plus
that for
one.
my successful assisting.
Okay.
16 total.
So, yeah, Celthera, you're just like blazing through the map reading. You know exactly what's going on. This is still, pretty easy terrain to follow. There's lots of landmarks around, lakes that are marked in the map that you received, and you're kind of following a rough trail, so it's really not all that difficult. And you manage to remind me, what are the critical success conditions? It's you either roll 6 or max on both of your dice. Was that it?
I think it's just if you roll max.
It's either it's max or 6.
Oh, 6. Oh, I didn't.
Max
Yep,
or
6 is like the hot
specifically.
number.
Huh.
Yeah. So what do you actually end up rolling? Was
Not a crit.
Okay.
It was a 15 on dice, then +1.
Okay. In that case, yeah, you manage to successfully find your way, move the full, I think it's 3 kilometers that you get, 30 kilometers that you get to make it in a day? 30,
Sure.
one of the two?
Are we going to utilize this map sheet that's printable? Like, there's a Ryuutama map sheet that the mapper can also use.
So
Are you doing a hex system or a square system like this at all?
I was kind of scrambling to get everything together because there's also the other show that I run, and then also the overlay was a lot to put together. So
Yeah.
We don't have that yet. Next week, I have in progress a map being made on Incarnate that we will be using as the canonical view of where we are on our journeys.
There's a player map sheet that I'm talking about.
Okay.
I don't know if you're utilizing it as far as the direction. It's like a mini game for the directionalist person.
Gotcha.
We'll look at it later.
Do not know how to use it. I don't remember reading the rules for it, so we'll figure that out for session 2.
Right on.
Delightful.
Okay, so that all happens. And next up, you all have finished your travels for the day, and it is time to set up camp. So why don't we do a quick scene to figure out like who's setting up camp and how it actually goes.
Well, the target, what we roll for it is Dex and Int.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
I have very high Int. I do not have very good Dex.
I'm the opposite.
Really high ends right now.
Do you, Solthera, do you want to roll and I will roll to assist?
I can start setting up the camp as long as I'm not going to go out and get food or anything like that. I kind of look at problem. Is that something like you normally do?
Yeah, I can go hunting.
Okay, well, I can set up the tent. Just Ostrich, come here. And I'll start taking a couple things off Ostrich. Can you help me with this barrel?
Yep.
Yeah.
I take out the tent and pull out the instruction manual to set it up.
And I will roll to assist.
Okay.
Ooh, I rolled. Oh, that's bad. I rolled a fumble on one dice, so it's a 5 total. Fumble's a 2.
You get a +1 from me, so I think we made the target number.
Yeah.
6.
You only get a fumble if it's Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
So, with that, you have successfully set up camp just barely. So, Sothira, you're still a little unclear. You're like trying to put things together, and it takes you, it takes you 2 or 3 tries. Like, maybe the tent poles, you're just like uncomfortable with how much you have to make them bend, and you set it up upside down at one point, but.
Still doesn't look like the picture, but I think it'll hold.
Hold.
Okay. And I forget, are there rules for hunting?
I believe you have to be a hunter for that.
Yeah.
But I'm not
Probably, yeah.
100%.
Otherwise, it's a part of the camping check, pretty much.
Okay. Sweet. So with a success, each character's HP is doubled. So
I
since
remember all
we
the HP I took.
since we didn't really face any trials or tribulations on your first day of travel, y'all get to be back to full health.
Back.
Real quick question: how many rations did everyone bring, and how much like barrels of water or whatever did everyone bring?
So I got a pack of water, and apparently I didn't buy food.
I have a barrel of water, and rations are expensive, so I don't have any.
Oh God.
But we can get food. There's definitely like a thing like you get enough for everybody or something.
I
The roll.
believe you get that from hunting, from being a hunter.
That is a hunter thing, isn't it? Did we die today?
I have rations. Don't worry. Ron, did you bring any rations?
Bron?
Oh, I thought I did. I mean, rations are like 50 gold, right?
Yeah, but they're expensive.
Or something crazy like that for like a day, and they spoil. I wasn't sure how that works. I mean, like if I say I bought 5, well, you really can't, right? Because they go bad.
Yeah, you make rations as you go along. I'm looking for that stuff in here.
Sick for one
As
session.
we
Artists
figure
can't
out
survive
how we
without the
don't
cook.
immediately die,
'Cause
whether the
you-
hunter class is absolutely necessary.
You don't like.
I mean,
It's not like a 30-day journey kind of game.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you don't have to be hunter specifically to do it, because as a farmer, I have side jobs, so I can pick one skill, right, of anything. So I could have picked
Yeah,
hunter.
you could take the hunter one day.
Okay.
I think he already said
Yeah.
what he was.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm just saying, like,
Hell, our rations.
that's an option for other people out there who actually read the book, like I didn't before they make a character.
Rations are only 10 GP.
Read
Oh,
books
well,
are
I mean, I
hard.
had 90 gold, so technically I would have bought at least one. So I'll just say I have one for 24 hours,
Okay.
and just
You
drop
have
it.
one ration.
Okay, here it is. Food and water supply. Party can spend time while moving to find more food and water along the way. To do this, one person rolls a strength plus int check with the target number of the terrain plus weather, and a number of food and water rations are found equal to the difference between the success and the number to beat.
Okay. Hey, Brom, how about you do the whole food gathering thing? You seem like you're better at that than we are.
It's strength int, and today my strength is 6 and my int's 10. So I don't know if mine's probably better.
Okay,
So
that works.
Well, so you're busy setting up camp. So
it's a while moving thing. It's not a camp.
oh, it's a
I
while
think you were doing
moving.
directions while moving.
Yeah, that too.
Look, you can't be good at everything, little girl. Let me do something.
Go ahead. We forgot
Gosh.
food.
Oh. Well, my wife packed my stuff. I can't help what she didn't pack.
Food.
Oh, I mean, I
She wants you to die out here.
yeah. I'm sure it's in here somewhere. I got one. So
Your wife clearly forgot something important.
yeah, I mean, she's pregnant. She has a lot on her mind, and I'm leaving. It's a bad time. I don't know why I accepted this, but
You left
answers
your
have-
wife while she's pregnant?
Yeah, she's due really soon. So hopefully we make it back in time. Listen, my father left us too, so I'm
This is
just
saying
following
a
his
lot about
footsteps.
You're not gonna be there?
No, we're gonna be there. All of us are gonna be there. Everyone's invited. It's my first. It's got to be a boy. It's we only have boys in the family.
I find that statistically unlikely.
I don't know numbers. I'm sorry.
Definitely doesn't work out that way.
So do I add all my pluses for the condition stuff like I did when we were traveling?
No,
I mean,
it's-
I rolled
it's-
do.
I
it's
rolled
a
an 8.
Oh,
Okay. Good enough.
that
So-
gets us 2 days worth of food.
Yeah.
Doesn't that
or
get you
burger.
2 rations? So like each
Rations feed
person.
the party.
No, each
It-
ration is consumed by one person.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each ration is one person's food
Well,
for one day. You
we
got 2
die.
days worth, 2 people's worth of food, so we had to take one out of our ration.
But just to
Wow.
clarify, it did say it's a weather check and all that. So my pluses would add, so I'd have 4.
Yeah,
Okay.
sweet. It is a terrain/weather check.
Oh, okay. So never mind. now have one thing of food as well, which I think only is good for 24 hours,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken.
This
Yeah.
game is harsh.
You just start with jack shit for money. I don't think it's you normally just leave town with no money.
Don't worry, guys. I thought ahead. We have enough food for one person for a week, so enough for us for 2 days, and a little bit. And we have enough water that we do not have to worry about water.
I look on the map. Where's the next town? Where's our first destination? How far is it?
Yeah, so your map's kind of sparse. You were kind of given the rough outline by your father. Or actually, who's your homeschooler?
Professor Aldwin.
Professor Aldwin was kind of giving you the rough lay of the land, and there wasn't too much detail given. You know that there are towns between here and there on the trail that you're taking, and of course, my map didn't get saved. Is that what's going on? There is a city at the base of a mountain range that you're going to have to cross called
Oh God.
How far is it?
Takaya. It's called Takaya.
How far
It is around 7 days journey from here.
My God, guys, let's turn around and go get food.
Let's go back home for this journey.
Yeah, we need to go make money before to have food, so we're gonna die tomorrow.
You hear a
You
voice
fail
shout
that
from the
Fine, we're
heavens.
Fine.
No.
Rom keeps finding us food. We'll be fine.
No.
I'm curious. Who said, "Hey, tomorrow we're leaving. Let's not prep anything"?
All of
We've been
you.
prepping for weeks.
Oh, okay.
We only had 1,000 gold, man.
Oh, we should have been ready. Well, I was busy with work.
How
So
are we
I
supposed to
think
have
what
carrier
happened.
shit and have shit?
I think what happened is Ryuutama saw what Oregon Trail was doing. It was like, hold my beer.
You literally can't carry. You can either carry stuff that you don't have, or you can have stuff that you can't carry.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like that's what it is.
let's move on.
Right on.
So
Worst case scenario, we can eat Rom.
Well, I got the axe. So speak again, money man.
I produce frost from my fingertips.
That's weird. I'm sorry.
it's pretty
What, you never
cold.
seen magic before? God damn it.
The DM's like, "Come on, guys, go to sleep."
We're not gonna break down to fighting already.
No. So okay.
To be fair,
So
I was
what we're
joking
going to
about
do-
eating you.
I was not joking about killing you if you want to eat me.
Duly noted.
Do you guys want to share
Is
the
this all
same
in
bed here in the
character?
tents or something?
Oh, we only have one tent. I didn't bring a tent.
But one tent has 3 people. Or it
Mine
fits 3
seats
people.
3.
All right. Well, yeah, I can share a tent. You can sleep in the middle, little one, because he wants to eat me apparently.
I already set up my stuff, and I
I
have the
was
biggest
joking.
space.
Okay. Well, I toss in my sleep and I also snore. It's like I'm cutting down logs.
How do we get? Never mind.
I, for one, value every single member of this expedition. I think this is going to be a good time. I think, despite the skinned knee, we will get to our destination just fine.
How long does my skin stay thick like this? Because this is kind of weird.
12 hours.
Oh, okay. So I sleep it off.
You wear
Yeah,
clothes;
and-
it doesn't tingle your skin.
Listen, I put a shirt on already. It's not my fault the wind keeps blowing it away.
If you look close, you see that you'll notice that it's not that your skin is thicker. It's that there's a slight translucent barrier around it that deflects harm.
Look, see, and I'll hold up my sleeve, and it's like looks like glitter dust on it a little bit.
Oh, that's like the glitter back in before I got married.
Well, not exactly, but kind of.
Okay. So
Yeah, go ahead.
that all happens while you guys are like sitting around the campfire, I guess. You know, nomming
Okay.
on your. What did Brom find on his way?
I would think he found mostly rabbits. A deer would be too hard to kind of get tracked down and get with just an axe. So he would have tried to set up some traps. And yeah, he's not
a deer with an axe, man.
He's not a hunter specifically. So I would say it's probably like a rabbit that he got lucky that a stone fell on, and he set it up like a trap, and it was kind of half-assed because he's not a hunter. And then the other were two squirrels that he went ahead and chopped down a tree, and it squashed them. So.
Okay. So, yeah, you all wrap up for the night with some light tensions showing in the party already, but you go to sleep, and maybe just the night's rest maybe helps calm things down a little, and you all wake up in the morning, and let's find out how you all feel.
Condition.
Did I have my Monster Energy drink? Let's find out. Is that the strength and spirit thing again?
Ooh,
the Monster Energy drink is when you take a monster and you kill them, and then you drink their blood, get energy from
it. Is that the strength and spirit again?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but 7s apparently are my friend right now.
I got a 7.
I got a 3. I'm very vulnerable to stuff happening today.
Oh man, can I tell why he's got a 3?
It's nothing like immediate. What conditions do is when you would be afflicted by a status condition due to monsters or weather or whatever. If your condition is low, you get affected by it. If your condition is high, you might not get affected by it.
Oh, I was gonna say that it's just because I was tossing and turning, and you woke up with me like laying across you.
Jin wakes up with very dark circles under his eyes.
You don't look like you slept well.
I imagine not. Oh well, we shall have a good day today, and it will be onward.
Okay. So, Sulthira, you actually know that today you'll be facing your first kind of obstacle as you need to cross the Lemire Channel, which separates Feast from the rest of the lower continent.
Do I have any sense of what kind of challenges we might face as far as like something that random might happen or what we're walking into? I have this feat called Refined Education that just lets me know things.
Yeah, so there are a number of things and terrains between you and your goal. Obviously, there's the mountains that I mentioned earlier, which are probably going to be like the most difficult part of your journey. But even before then, you have some relatively arid desert to cross, as well as a forest that's known for bandits and other ne'er-do-wells jumping travelers and kind of harassing them. So you're going to be facing some hazards as you journey, but today you're mostly just focused on getting to and crossing the river.
Okay. So today we just need to get and cross the river, and it'll kind of set us up to be a lot closer to that town. So I think it's just this way.
As we prepare to set out, I am going to once more cast Round Reflection on Braun.
Okay.
If he allows me to.
I mean, if you're going to give me another back massage, I'm not going to turn it down.
It's less a back massage, more like holding my hand over you while chanting some words, but
I buff myself in the
a
privacy.
little glyph appears in the air in front of my hand.
Yeah, we did it in the privacy of the tent, too.
God.
Sorry, Yuzu, I forgot to get that set up. I don't know how. I thought I did. Oh well. So you all kind of know how you're feeling for today. And the next thing that we need to do, once again, is a travel check. So this is going to kind of figure out how well you all are traveling. So why don't you all roll Strength and Dex? It is, once again, another clear, sunny day. Things are still looking up in terms of travel conditions, so it's just a straight 6 that you need.
This is when the supporting gather rations roll gets rolled too.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. That's my fumble point.
Roll 2 ones.
Yep.
Okay. With our first fumble of the day, Solthira is down to a quarter of her current HP, rounding down. And after we go through the rest of the rolls, we'll figure out why that occurred.
I got a 4, so I'm also not doing particularly great.
Then obviously failed me.
Yeah, you're down to half HP. And Brahm, how about you?
I'm just trying to double check. I realized something too. All my condition checks, because I'm robust, I get a +1 too.
Okay, this is not a condition check, but your other one was.
This is not. Okay.
The strength plus spirit one was.
So you'd have an 8, which I don't think changes anything from your 7.
Yeah, it doesn't. So for this one though, this is where my items come into play.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then I would have a 7.
Okay.
I had a 5, so that'd be +2.
Yep. So you're doing fine. And why don't we also do the mapping quick?
Right on.
Roll to assist.
Sure. D8. 8 from me.
Okay.
I beat the 5 I needed to hit with an 11. So
9 total.
Okay. So today is mixed. Today has you facing some problems. Solthira and Jin, you run into some problems during the day that causes some injury to you as you carry on. What are those?
What kind of
Jin's
terrain
case-
did we just travel through?
So you are still traveling over grasslands. There are some light hills. There's, kind of a cool breeze, but it's not chilly, that sort of thing.
I fell into a snake hole with my right leg, down to the knee.
Oof.
And yeah, wasn't strong enough to pick myself up. So I'm pretty sure once Brahm finally noticed, he came over and just lifted me out easily. But I didn't get bit or anything. But it's just stumbling the rest of the day with a limp. Kind of annoying, but I can still do stuff.
And Jin, how about you with your critical fumble quarter of your health?
I didn't critically fumble. I just
Or wait, no,
Fumble.
you're right. That was Solthira that critically fumbled. You just failed.
Yep. It's still the knee from yesterday. Still just kind of lightly bleeding. Hasn't had a chance to heal yet. And speaking of which, I'm going to cast Cure. What's it called? Cure Touch on myself and then, or on Solthira and then on myself.
Okay.
So I will spend 8 mana to heal us both. Solthira heals for a maximum 8,
Right on.
and I heal for 2. Yeah, that sounds about right.
And then Brahm, so what did you roll on your check to find rations, or have you rolled that yet?
No, I forgot. What was
Strength
it?
end. Strength end.
Bloop, bloop.
Strint.
Ooh, 10.
10.
I don't think anything stacks with that, right?
That's a terrain weather roll against that. So if you get those.
So then that would be my walking stick and my my walking shoes. Oh, so
Yeah.
that's 12.
Okay.
Sweet.
Yeah, so as you all are approaching the what's it called river, whose name I do not remember offhand, the Lemire Channel, you actually take the time to go out of your way, find a nice fishing spot, and just sit there and just get yourself a nice big haul.
Yeah.
Wrapping up my knee while you're doing that.
While he's doing that, I'm going to refill our water supplies.
Yeah.
I mean,
Are you gonna
my father
filter that?
used to do this. You don't need to filter it. It's running water. If it's running over these rocks like this, it's pretty safe to drink.
Plus, I always boil what we drink before we set out.
Can you at least boil mine extra hot then? I don't know. I tried some earlier. I was thirsty and it was just gross. I don't know. There's just stuff swimming in it. If you look over there, there's fish, but all sorts of other things. I start listing off things you can find in a river due to my smarts.
Oh, this is the way of the world.
Then I
It's
take
kind
off
of
my
gross.
my shirt and pants and jump in.
Yeah, you do that, and there's just like this big splash as this really burly, muscly man just goes all in.
I look at his pants. Is his underwear also in his pants?
No, he definitely not with a little girl around. He would not.
I'm 16.
That's a little girl to him, and he's married.
Jin
Yeah.
will quickly wipe off his glasses from the water that inevitably got splashed on them.
And
Yeah.
Brahm's like doing like a backstroke. He's like, "Come on, it's nice in here."
No thanks.
Oh,
What the hell? I'll join you.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll just be up here by myself. I'll
After-
resecure the tent.
We're not tenting right here. Oh, you're gonna resecure, putting it back up.
Yeah, you still have a little ways to go before you get your tent out.
I reflamed the campfire we started.
Okay.
Is she always a party pooper like this, Jen?
She has her good days and her bad days, like everyone.
Who put that stick up her butt?
Her parents mostly.
No.
I might be somewhat responsible for it as well. That's the point of this journey, is to get her some worldly experience.
I guess sometimes not having a father is a good thing then.
You guys just see me feeding ostrich and talking to her.
What do you say to Ostrich?
Well, here's some feed, ostrich. How's Brom been treating you? I know he's kind of a big guy, but well, I don't know. I know you don't talk to me, but I know you listen, so I
Ah.
don't know. Yeah, whatever. And then I go and tend to myself some more. I don't spend too much time with ostrich.
Oh. Ostrich headbutts you
She
as
knows
you're getting up
he's-
to leave.
It's an animal.
Not like viciously, but like, playfully.
Llama spit.
I mean, off to the
She looks
side.
back and smirks.
Okay. You all spent some time in the water, and like it's cool and refreshing, and you all spent a lot of the day, like maybe 6 hours walking so far, so like it's nice to kind of relax for a little. But soon it's time to head out again, and you need to figure out how to cross this 100-foot crossing. There is a current that is kind of rushing southward, and it's not super strong, but it is enough where you would be concerned about getting swept away by it if you're not a strong swimmer.
How deep is the water?
The water gets to be deep enough where you are unable to touch the bottom.
Are there any fords nearby?
You can certainly try and find one. Why don't you roll a spirit int check?
Okay, I'll roll that. I got a 9.
A 9. Okay. You wander up a little ways and you find a better crossing, one that you think you can probably wade across. The current's a bit stronger because there's less of the channel's a bit narrower here, but you can at least, have feet on the bottom for most of the part, except for maybe Solthero, who's on the short side.
I'm 5'7".
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
How tall is everyone? 5'7",
6.
6. Brom?
Yeah, 6'4".
6. Who is this like herd of giants?
Oh, what? Well, herd of giants. 6 foot's not.
6 foot's not that
Especially-
bad, but like just you're all a little on the tall side. And then
Well,
Brom
in the
is
case
just,
of Solthera and Jin, it's because they grew up in like decent to wealthy or moderately
Well-fed,
wealthy
yeah.
families, and so they're well fed. And then Brom is just Paul Bunyan.
Good chiropractors.
No such thing.
yeah.
okay, Solthera, time to spend your time on the stretching rack.
He's 5'7".
Have you
that's
ever
not that
been to a
big.
chiropractor, Ian? Stretching rack? You might
That's
have
what they
gotten
do there,
tortured.
right?
You might have gotten tortured.
I mean, chiropractor's about 50-50 quacks, so.
Okay.
But you know, it could
So
be
I tell the
like,
chiropractors in our audience, you're all the 50% that are good.
Oh, hey,
It
thanks
could've-
for subscribing, Tara the Bard.
For
Oh, that's-
example, Tara the Bar,
that's-
totally a
that's-
chiropractor.
I'm gonna hang
That's-
out on our stretching racks, Sarah.
that's Tara, by the way. Tara, who does, Chariot LARP, who does, she does a bunch of digital LARPs mostly. So
Right
it's
on.
kind of like a good mix between tabletop, but with LARPing involved.
That's
Cool,
the
cool.
ultimate immersion.
Yeah.
Being in the 5 foot square yourself.
Yeah, if
Right.
you have any of your stuff online, feel free to leave a link if it lets you. I don't know if I disabled that. Question
if-
mark.
If not, I'm sure we can figure out a way to get some info in there. But anyways, I did have a question. So
Sure.
as I'm swimming through the water, like how hard is the current to me?
So why don't you make a strength dex check?
Before he goes, can I hand him a rope?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool.
All right, 11.
Okay, so you find the current actually pretty easy to deal with. Like not a great swimmer, but you've had to swim in your time as a lumberjack because that's how you deal with getting logs to where they need to go. Is you float them down the river, and sometimes you fall off the logs. Whatever, no big deal.
Right.
So, given all of that, you have a pretty easy time with the current.
Okay. So it's 100 foot across. Do I feel confident enough to think if I tied some rope together, I could get across and make like a makeshift like pulley, or not pulley, like a system where they can use the rope as an assistance to not get caught up in the current?
It'd probably be easier at the ford, which is narrower. It's more like 60
I
feet
figured you were all
across.
there.
Well, is there a Chevy anywhere?
Ah!
Yeah, so I'm just going to no, I can't even.
Yeah, and that was going to be the other question though. Was like looking left and right, up and down the stream. I would want to see where it's where's the smallest gap, because obviously if we're at a piece that's pretty deep, but I can go further out and it's not as hard to get across. That's where I would say, hey, let's go that way.
I would point out the ford to everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Jim comes back and is like, "Hey everyone, look at this." Except in his voice.
Hey, everyone,
your
look at
words.
this.
Pull up my rivers page in my book of knowledge, and using my refined education, is there anything in here that indicates the best way to cross a river, and does it look like it's possible to do here, or does it look like this might get us into trouble going this route?
So this is just a necessary part of journeying, right? Is sometimes you have to cross rivers. There isn't really much of a formal nationalized government structure that you all are a part of. So whatever crossings that do exist are generally maintained by travelers, not marked on maps, difficult to find, generally not well maintained. So this is all a long way of saying that y'all have to make your own way of crossing.
All this history and architecture, and then no one built a bridge over this river here?
Especially, isn't this the main path to get to the tree? How often are people going to this? I mean, not the tree. The all sage. Is it a tree? I don't remember.
I don't know, maybe it's part of the journey or something.
Exactly. The difficulty of the journey is an important part of it.
That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't, no.
I agree, but traditions are traditions.
Well, I don't have anything to help us get across.
I have
You
rope.
don't have any rope? I have some rope.
No, I bought the party pack, and that's it.
Well,
What are there, like party
no,
hats
rope.
in there?
my recommendation is such: secure whatever belongings you can to the mules. I have 2 chests on mine that should keep everything dry. Anything you can't put in there, put in your pack and hold it above your head as you cross.
I do none of the sort because Ostrich is carrying all of my shit anyway already.
Okay.
Fine. I hike up my pants. And,
It's going to be a little deeper than that. It's probably going to come up to your waist.
well, it can come to my waist a little bit later this way.
Fair enough.
My pants up to my knees, and I go.
Okay. So one of the things that I'm curious about is how are you getting Bullfus and Ostrich across?
I don't know. I'm going to try to coerce Ostrich by holding her reins and being like, "We need to get to the other side, Ostrich. Come on, it's just water."
Okay. Why don't you roll a spirit check?
All right. 9.
With a 9, you successfully coax, that was Ostrich, to begin crossing. And, Ostrich doesn't like this. Ostrich is not used to having to wade through running water. So I'm going to give...
Come on. I hand her feed, some llama feed.
Yeah, I'm going to give her a quick check to see how well she does. Pretty good. Yeah, Ostrich manages to make it across all right. What about Bullfus?
The second verse, same as the first, except I'm the one doing it.
Okay. Bullfus also does reasonably well. And why don't you all make strength dex checks to kind of help ford the river, or to see how you all do.
I'm going to quietly approach Brahm. Can I have you hold on to this rope? That way if I get swept away, I don't die.
7.
Wait, I wasn't listening. What did you say? I was paying attention to. I'm jumping in the water, but I mean I'm not jumping immediately. I was like about to, and you said something. I thought, huh?
Could I have you hold the end of this rope so that if I get swept away, I just don't find myself a mile down the river?
I mean, sure. Do you want me to stand on this side while I do that?
I jump in.
You do you. Whatever way you want to do it.
Well, I mean, because if I am holding the rope and you start getting swept away, then I will then be at a chance of getting swept away too. So it might make sense for you to go ahead, and then I'll just walk across because it's pretty easy.
Works for me.
Oh, come on, guys. Hurry up. I'm already over here.
Fine. And I will attempt to cross. You said there's a dex strength?
Yeah.
5.
Okay.
Do I make it?
Concentrate.
I'm waiting for Brahm.
Well, I need to. I'm not going until I know he's across. So
Okay. Let me refresh my memory on what the various success levels are, because I can never remember, and they hide them in part of the book that I'm not looking at right now. So,
Level 1 is 6.
right. Yeah, okay. So, Jin, you start walking across, and you almost lose your footing. Like, the water's going kind of harder here. But you manage to make it across.
All right, I got the rope for you. So if you get swept away, I'll do my best.
You're good at this, Jen.
So Brahm just kind of like does a whip of the rope like battle ropes. So it'll start, so it'll do like a wave and then kind of whip your way. And he goes, I'm okay. And he just like starts coming across. Does accurate come into play with this? Because if I'm concentrating on something, I get a +1 to any check.
Sure.
Okay.
Concentrating is a specific action.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. What is concentrating?
Whenever you make a check, any kind of check, you can add a +1 to the roll by spending half of your mana.
Oh.
I think that's what your mana is for, pretty much.
Oh.
And then if you only have 1 left, you can spend that 1 bit of mana MP to get that one last +1. But if your MP ever hits 0, you fall unconscious.
Okay, so it's to me it's not magic. It's like not
It's like your
constitution.
energy.
It's mental
Yeah.
points.
Yeah. Does that go into account also with my quick and my with my quick? It's +1 to initiative checks, or is that just a passive?
That's just for initiative, I would think.
Okay. All right. Well, in that case, I don't think it's worth for that +1 to do. So I'll just roll. And yeah, it's a 9, so I don't need that shit.
Okay. Cool, yeah, you all make it across safely, except for Bullfist. What happened? Oh, yeah, Bullfist went across earlier. Cool. That taken care of, you all continue on your journey. You are heading into the Lost Forests, kind of a bit denser of a forested area. You know, there had been trees up until now, but they were just kind of like scattered. It was mostly prairie. Now you're heading into the Lost Forest, which is going to kind of change up the overall difficulty of your travels, and also introduces the first kind of element of danger into this journey, as Solthira knows that the Lost Woods is kind of notorious for travelers winding up naked and severely injured on the side of the trail. So why don't we move to the camping check? It's going to be different now because you are on forest. It is going to be, let's go 8 as the target check.
I roll to assist.
This and one of these. That's a 10 plus 1, 11. I rolled a 6.
Okay.
So
You need 6. Both of your dice need to be either
yeah,
6
they
or
both
max.
need to be 6s. Yeah. So 11.
Okay. In that case, you go about, setting up the tent. It's a little bit easier this time than it was last time. Even though the terrain is uneven, you have to spend a little bit of time trying to find the nice flat area to put the tent up.
I only make a mistake once.
Oh, famous last words.
Well, we eat the last of our rations, eat the last of the food that he found the previous day that's about to spoil, and then 2 of the food from today. So we have 4 days worth of food left. Or rather, we have 4 effective rations from today's left over at the end of us eating.
Okay.
And subtract the water. And boom.
Sounds
You
good.
have that we have 2 barrels of water, right?
Yes.
Cool.
So how are your characters feeling after 2 solid days of journeying? Let's start with Brahm.
I mean, Brahm's pretty relaxed. He's definitely, he's missing his wife. He's never been this long without her. A day for sure, but never much longer than that. And so you'll see him pull out the picture of her and kind of look at it, give it a kiss, and put it back in his pocket.
Oh, you're homesick.
And he's a manly man, but he's got some little kindness to him. But you also see he's starting to tend to the ostrich and the other B word. I don't remember his name.
Bulbous.
Bulbous.
Bullfist.
Bullfist.
Balthus.
What is he again? A pack?
He's a mule.
Yeah. So Brahm calls him mule, and calls ostrich. And he, you're gonna see him tending to them, like feeding them and brushing them out with his fingers, because he didn't bring his farming animal tools with him. And just kind of like talking to them, kind of like, like I don't really know what to ask. I thought I was sure. I thought I was ready, but I don't know. There's so many different things. If you could just ask one question, what's the one question you'd ask? He actually pauses and kind of looks at Ostrich, And he goes, "Yeah, I know. I don't know either."
Okay. Jin, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm excited to get to the next town. This isn't the first time Jin's gone traveling a little bit. He's never gone on a true journey, but he's left town for at times, just because sometimes you have to do so. And he's feeling pretty good. He's looking forward to getting especially some trade ventures going. He sees Braum tending to the animals, and he smiles a bit, and he overhears a bit of the like, oh, what question should I ask? And he comes up, well, if the stories I've heard are anything, you should never ask yourself, what question should I ask while you're in front of the Yell Sage?
Okay.
Because then they'll tell you the question you want to ask, and never be able to ask it.
No, you only get one.
I mean, I guess if I don't have the right question to ask, do I get another go at it another time, or is it just one time in a lifetime?
Nope. It's a hard journey. Like, it's not something that people make regularly. And the second time you go on your journey, people aren't as considerate about, taking care of your stuff for you. It's like, oh, he's doing it again. Ugh.
Well, I mean, I guess I could just no, I couldn't. I couldn't just leave everything behind. I've got a family to tend to. But if I didn't, I could just leave it all behind. Like the little one here, I'm sure she'd be okay just going back and forth and asking all the questions. You're little, sorry, you're young. You haven't even lived,
16.
but you haven't lived long enough to know what question to ask. I mean, hell, I'm 32 and I still don't know.
I'm gonna ask.
Yeah, but how do you know it's the right question? That's.
So I've thought about it a lot and wrote it down, and well, I just know it's the right one to ask.
Okay. I mean, if you're confident enough, I trust that it's the right one for you, and that's all that matters. I don't know.
And a quick pitch for the thing that we're doing. If you are watching this and you're like, oh, that's an interesting concept, asking a question of a enlightened being, feel free to submit your questions through channel points, sharing, or bits, or being a Patreon, one of those four. We will add it to the caravan, and then we will pick one for each character to also ask in addition to theirs. How's Silthia feeling?
As far as the journeys go, the first couple days, kind of sweaty. It's warm, so every time after I set up the camp, and set up the tents and everything, finally got that down. I set up my wash set and would wait for the boys to finish whatever they're doing, and then kind of wander off and bathe myself each night. I can't really stand being out here like this in this filth, so I just bring what I can from home and try to stay comfortable. She swats a bug off her shoulder. Yeah, but that's pretty much how I've been feeling.
Okay.
Dirty.
Okay. So you all kind of, have your time around the campfire and do your thinking about kind of how the day's gone and what questions are you going to ask at the end of this long journey. She wouldn't just jump, or if she would have just jumped in the damn water, she would have feel dirty. Okay. And
I did jump in the water. Eventually.
you jumped in the second water, but not the first water. Okay.
Procrastinator.
And eventually you all fall asleep, wake up in the morning, do your daily routines. Is there anything especially noteworthy to any of your daily routines that you want to call attention to?
Yeah.
Daily routines.
Braum, as soon as he wakes up, he finds a nice thick tree, close by enough where he can still see the camp, but far enough away where it's a little bit of privacy. And he takes a massive dump.
As you gotta do. I mean, it's the morning, the birds are chirping, there's a nice misty dew in the air. What else are you gonna do but pinch a log?
Yep. And and he's used to it at this point. He gets a couple leaves ahead of time of nice size, and
No, that's poison ivy.
digs a little bit of. No, it's not. It might be. I don't know what that is. He digs a hole too, because he's not an animal. He's not going to just leave it on the ground. He digs a hole and buries it afterwards.
To be fair, not even even animals bury it.
Oh, that's actually that's true.
Or in the case of my dog, she just kind of tries to spew dirt at me while I'm trying to pick it up. It's like, dog, no, aim better.
But other than that, I feel like Brahm would also take his time getting out there and getting back, and take in the beauty that is nature, and listen to the birds, and kind of make little chirping noises back at him and clicking noises at the squirrels, being all nature like.
Okay.
Hey, Brom.
Yeah.
Come here for a second. And I hold out my book of knowledge to the page on nature, and there's a bunch of pictures of leaves and such that belong in the forest. Are any of these ones the ones that you're seeing out here? Because I can't really find these matches and such, but this one grows a yellow flower, but I thought it would be in this portion of the forest, but it's probably deeper in.
He's like, well, I definitely see that one, and points at one that you can say whatever. What did I just point at?
Now that one's kind of rare. I didn't think it would be this outside of the forest. It's like a reed leaf. It's the shape of just a long cylinder. But no, actually, well, now that you think of it, I did see one of those trees I think earlier yesterday. But
yeah,
I don't know.
That's what I used to wipe my butt with.
Those leaves unfold?
I got a couple of them. I bundled them up and made them like a.
No, that's just gross thinking about you. Never mind. I'm gonna go get the rest of my stuff. I think I'm gonna see what Jen's doing.
He does take note though of the one you pointed out that you're looking for. If he finds it on a hunt,
it's a yellow lily flower.
Okay.
Okay. The way that we're going to model that is, since it's kind of rare, we'll roll a 1d8, and by will, I mean you'll roll a 1d8 whenever you make your travel check while in this forest, and if you roll an 8, you find it.
Ooh, okay.
As a way to model the having to actively remember, I'm not going to remind you.
Yeah, it's okay. I remember, I think.
I remember.
Jin, you have anything that you want to call attention to with your morning routines?
He's just spending the morning preparing the food for the day and boiling water to make sure that it's clean, just doing little household chores, and all the while he's got a book in his hand. It's kind of one of his weaknesses. He's read a few novels from a kind of half mercantile, half romance series that he's a big fan of. It's called Spice and Wolf.
Oh, what? Oh, this is a genre that I didn't know I needed in my life.
It's called Spice and Wolf.
Fair. Oh.
Oh my
okay.
god, is that book 2 of Spice and Wolf?
Yes. I'm surprised you recognized the cover. I didn't take this for your taste.
Well, one of the girls I homeschool with, Viola, she reads them.
Right, one of the girls
That's
you
the only way I
homeschool
know
with.
about them.
I could not hear either of you as you were talking.
Oh, sorry.
I said
But
one of the girls I did a homeschool class with, her name's Viola. She reads those, so that's the only way I know about them. I don't read them myself, but I know what they are.
I shall have to discuss various plot points with her. There's some parts of this that are somewhat inaccurate to the merchant life, but overall, it's It does its best.
I don't think she. Maybe, I don't know. When we get back.
So I have to ask if Solthera is telling the truth in this situation?
Yeah.
Okay.
She has a homeschool friend named Viola that reads smut.
Okay.
Spice and Wolf is not smut.
It's not?
You take that the hell back.
Maybe book 2 isn't, but book 1 surely is.
Yuzu feels called out with Solthera's talking about her friend. Jin, why don't you
shouting
roll
out one of
a
our viewers.
why don't you roll a what was it? Let's do Int and Spirit.
For what?
Just to see what you think about what Solthera was saying.
I got a 9.
Okay, yeah. You take her story at face value.
Okay. Slightly worried, out of character.
I mean, like, if you were listening, that's just the truth. I was hoping that you would critically fumble or something like that, so I'd be like,
Oh, okay.
well... Okay, so moving on. You all need to roll your condition checks for today.
Got the dice right here. Let's
Got a 10.
see.
Nice.
That's
11.
Strength and spirit, right?
It
Yes.
is
Yeah.
strength and spirit, yes.
Ooh, gosh.
Buff this today.
And condition checks are the travel check, right?
No, it is the check to see how well you're feeling this day before.
Oh,
you
the
get
more
travel.
the wake up check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this one sticks with you.
Gotcha. Okay.
The morning wood check.
Yeah. Did
Or the
I
morning can't.
Yeah. Did I get a? Did I cause a? What's those things you get when you take a dump and you push too hard?
An
Did I-
aneurysm or whatever?
Yes. What I don't know what they're called. But did I get one of those on an 8?
No.
Okay,
Doing
good.
fine.
Hemorrhoid. That's the word I was
Yeah.
looking for.
I was pondering whether I should actually say the word because I'm like, well, this is going up on YouTube later.
Well, now it's educational video.
That's gonna be the
It's-
title of the video. Ian says the word hemorrhoid.
Ryuutama and hemorrhoids.
Everyone says the word hemorrhoid.
Don't
Okay.
squeeze too hard.
Those
Can't get
tags would be
demonetized
nutty.
if you were never monetized to begin with, I guess. Anyways. So you all are feeling fine today. Everything's okay.
Feeling good.
And you get on with your journey. Why don't we get travel checks from everyone?
As per usual, gonna give Brom some armor.
I too do
Oh
the same
my
for myself.
fucking god! I got an 8 on that damn dice.
Yes.
This is
Okay.
the dice that I'm supposed to do it on, right? Right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. I shit you not. Ironically, I got a 5 and a 3 for my condition, so that's an 8 plus my 3, so 11, and then an 8 on that special die.
Okay. So the target check for today is 8. Like the weather's still clear and nice, but you're in a bit harsher of conditions. So Brahm's doing good. What about Solthera?
I'm going to concentrate and pass.
Okay. Can you do that post hoc?
You know, on like anything.
Okay.
You can do it on basically any roll. It just costs half your NP.
Okay.
Yep.
And then there was also Jin.
I failed. I didn't crit fail though. I literally cannot succeed this unless I roll 2 4s.
Oof. Yeah,
I need to roll
so
maximum.
Jin's not doing the hardiest.
It's just his normal state of being.
Yeah.
He's used to this.
Yeah, after
What's
a little
wrong?
while, you find a squirrel, and like you've seen, Brahm getting along with squirrels before, and you're just like, try and like reach out and interact with it, and just like takes a big chunk out of your hand.
Ah!
Jen, what are you doing? That's a squirrel.
I love nature. The feeling is not
Really, it
mutual.
doesn't like you.
The feeling is not mutual.
Come on, let's go before you start giving it names.
Ah.
Okay, why don't we get a direction check?
Yeah. That
Oh.
rice. On the ground. Direction. 8.
8. With an 8, you will successfully find your
9.
way. So,
Are you gonna roll the hunting check since we rolled the travel check?
Isn't the travel check the hunting check?
no.
Oh, it's a separate
They're different.
one. Okay.
There's a movement and then there's a direction.
Okay. So then,
Technically,
well-
it's all traveling, but yeah.
No, this
Okay.
is different. So there's the travel check, how well do you travel, and the hunting check, how well do you hunt.
Yeah. Movement, direction, camp, hunt.
yeah, it doesn't matter. It was literally the same damn thing. The dice just flipped the numbers.
Okay.
What did you get total?
So I got 8 on the dice plus my 3 bonus, so 11.
Oh, so you got 3 days worth of food.
Okay. 3 people's worth of food. Anyways, so with that, do you want to do the scene with, like, Brahm trying to, like, look around while he's hunting and then just,
Yes.
coming across this rare yellow flower?
Yeah. So I'd imagine what's happening is that he's looking around a lot and just not finding anything, but he does find a fairly nice size buck, and he's like, "There's nothing else here. Like, I got to go after this thing." And he stalks it pretty hardcore, and upon getting it to it, he just barely is able to grab it with his bare hands and wrestle it to the ground, and without getting scathed by the large antlers, he just kind of like holds it, and he's like, "I'm sorry, but we got to eat, little dude. Like, it's okay. Like, I'll make sure everything gets used." And
While
puts it
you're
out of its
strangling
misery.
it?
What?
Did you
While
strangle
you're
a buck?
strangling it?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
sleeper
You
hold.
stalked a buck with an axe, and then you strangled him to death.
Yeah, because he was like, "I don't know if I can throw this axe at this thing." So he's like, "Okay, I'm just gonna. It's okay, little buddy. It's okay." He's like,
How do I
he's
shoot
like,
my axe?
he's like stroking it while he's strangling. He's like, "Don't worry, don't worry."
Okay, I'm just going to put a stream marker here so I don't...
He's strangling it with one hand.
so I can find it later.
And then, so what I envision is he's got it over his back with the antlers kind of sticking out in front of him, and the head across the front of his shoulder, and he just from out of the corner of his eye just barely spots. He's like, "Wait a minute, is that what?" And it's not far from the camp, so he gets back to the camp and he goes, "I know you don't like nature, but I found something you might want to see."
Just
And he,
nose
like-
deep in my book.
And he throws the deer right next to you, like. And I'll after I show you, I'll come back and handle this.
Ew. No. And she gets up and steps like 15 feet away, turns around standing. Can you go bring that back and get the other thing now?
Oh, so you want me to pick it? Because it was so beautiful. Like, I just didn't want to just pick
Wait,
it.
what? What did you find?
And he's like, the book, and he's like, "Show me the page you showed me yesterday,
She scrambles.
or this morning, should I say?"
You found one of these? And she shows you the picture of the yellow lily flower.
Yeah. I stumbled across it in the not far from the campsite.
Gross. Oh, how far?
It's probably
She
a
ties her boots.
good 30-minute walk.
Okay, yeah. Show me where it is.
Sure, yeah. And so as we start to walk out there, he's like, "So what is this thing anyways?" Like,
Well, it's has like a basic name. It's called the yellow lily flower, but supposedly it was like going extinct or something like that. And there was only a few left. Or at one point, it says there was only 6 at one point, and then someone replanted them, and there's like a strong gust of wind, and they scattered. But so we're really rare throughout the world. So I just thought I maybe would find one on this adventure, but. And I know there's a couple in the forest, but
he kind of grabs your shoulder as you say that, and stops walking. He's like, "But wait a minute. But what are you gonna do with it?"
I don't know. I I didn't want to like maybe not pick it. Maybe just like see it and well, you'll see.
Okay, because I mean, as a farmer, it's hard when you pick it to replant it unless you immediately graft it to replant it, and we don't have the stuff. Like, I mean, I got it back at home, but
No, I'm not gonna pick it. We'll leave it here. I just want to see it.
okay, I just want to be sure because you're saying it's rare, and if it's this rare, like, I'd hate to remove something.
No, you'll see. I'll show you. Just trust me. Where is it?
Okay, and he finishes showing you where it's at, and you find a little clearing, and it's kind of hidden, but just barely. He's like, it's right here.
Once you show it to her, she goes down and just generally examines it first, and then she opens up her book of knowledge back to the page of the yellow lily flower. And if you look closely, you can see some subscript writing itself filling in the rest of the encyclopedia entry. Now that it has, I've examined one in person, and then I go, "That's all. It just see," and I show you the filled entry for the yellow lily flower.
He looks at it, he goes, "Ah," and you don't realize, but he's just looking at the picture.
You see it, right? Like this text, not this on this page. This it wasn't there before, but now that I've seen it, I told you it collects things that I know.
Oh, where's the page about me then?
Brum, mostly harmless.
And then a picture
right
of him
here.
strangling a deer.
It doesn't have a picture of you yet, but well, I've known of you for a while, but I have to get to know you a little bit more, and then put an entry in.
Have you ever met my father? Do you have an entry in there of him?
No, it might just be in like the brief history of feast, but
What
yeah,
does it
here
say?
it is. What's your last name again?
Bodrav, Bodrav. And his name's Bran.
It just Bran Brojav.
Bodrav.
Well, it just says he owns property, but there's not much else.
Yeah, that's about all I know as well. Okay, I was hoping to.
Wait, you don't know him?
Well, I mean, I know he's my father, and I know that he works really hard to pay for the family. My mom stayed home and watched the kids, and me and my three brothers were really, we were the ones who were kind of the men around the house, so to speak, who made sure things were, made sure the farm was tended to, made sure the house was kept up and stuff like that. And he'd come home every now and then, but it was just for a short time before he had to go back out and get back to work. So that's kind of why I really was not sure if I wanted to go on this adventure, because I don't know how long it's going to take, and I don't, I want to be there for my kid, and I want to make sure that my kid knows who I am.
Wait, so when you were a kid, you had to upkeep the house on your own?
Yeah, I mean, why do you
That's
think
exhausting. Oh my god.
Well, I like it though. It's getting down and dirty and working with your hands really helps you understand and appreciate the things you have. The deer that you're going to eat tonight, the roof over your head, the water in your belly. All those things take hard work to make.
Kind of missing the roof right now. I get that it takes hard work to make, but some people have to come up with those ideas and other people implement them. That's just how it works.
Well, yeah.
I intend to be an idea person.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't let anyone tell you differently. There are some people who do because they can, and the people who can't teach.
Well,
Oh,
Yeah, you said that in the wrong company, buddy.
I wish it was 30-year-old Solthera. Well,
This is why she is like she is later, maybe.
I can do stuff, and well, when I go back, I'll have to teach. But that doesn't make sense what you said. But
I mean,
I can do a lot of things. See, I will kind of, you'll see me like make it rain a little bit in a small localized area. And then off the ground, I pick up ice cube as it freezes rapidly in my hands and see, I can do a lot of stuff. This isn't something that Jen told me. I figured this one out myself. Well, actually, I think he can do something similar, but you know.
I mean, that is
I can do a
definitely
lot.
interesting how you can kind of control that. But can't nature do that on its own? Why not just let nature do that and we focus on the things that, you know, that are for us, like, you know, taking care of our family and loving one another and making sure, you know, the plants stay living and the trees stay growing and the water stays running.
Well, it is nature, and you'll see me stop concentrating on it and just let the ice cube rapidly melt and fall out my hand as water. Well, it is nature. It's just, you know, manipulating it to do things for you, or for other people sometimes. But like the protection spell, I can cast, and so can Jen. It's kind of like nature. It's taking like the molecules and the atoms in the air and forming them, you know, in different ways to do things. But it's all still based in what already exists.
So it's kind of like how I take a tree or well multiple trees and I can build a house. I'm manipulating nature to do something for me that it's not doing on its own. You do the same thing, but in a different manner.
Yes.
Interesting.
Like a house just takes longer to build, but I can take water and turn it into an ice cube. It's the same concept. You take wood and turn it into a house.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense though if you think about it. Like everyone has their place, right? You know, the wolf that eats the rabbit has its place as food, but also as a being on its own. And the wolf has its place as the predator to keep the rabbits from overpopulating. So, you know, it's all one big, you know, circle of life.
Yeah, but
Yeah, you hear Lion King theme music swell in the background.
see, when you can use magic this way, though, you can change the circle of life a little bit. In ways, I don't really know how to do things so much yet. That's why I'm on this journey, but maybe one day. You know, not like nefarious things, just stuff
Foreshadowing.
that's stuff other people can't really change after you.
Well, there are a few things that, you know, are meant to stay the same, right? We're all born and we all die. So that's something we all know.
Well, I guess everyone knows that because no one's ever experienced it differently.
I mean, I believe that we're all one with nature, and if you look at nature, you know, animals die, trees dies, even the wind dies down at times.
It always comes back.
That is true. And I imagine like this is the conversation we're having as we're like kind of walking back to the campsite.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of like, he's like, I don't know. I mean, you definitely are pretty smart for a little one.
As we get back, Jen, you see Solthira like as calm as she ever has been in the forest to this point yet, like just walking alongside Brahm, like deep in conversation, like almost like it's a school session that you've seen her in.
Jin will make eye contact with Brahm and kind of give like an approving nod.
I'm just going to
finger guns.
I'm just going to assume that this is like a midnight gospel moment where there's just like a whole bunch of weird ass shit going on in the background. You two are just like calmly walking, talking about the circle of life and violations of it.
Yeah, there's like squirrels throwing hexagons back and forth and shit.
Yeah, you guys get turned into a slurry several times and then reconstitute yourselves. Sure, why not?
I was a trash
Jin's
can at
on
one
fire
point in the
somewhere.
conversation.
Okay. So that all happens, and you all get your shit together and get ready to continue on after a slight deviation. And before long, you hear a voice calling out, "Aye, anyone there? Help!
Jin, what is that?
Someone!
It is a voice calling for help. We should probably go help them.
Please,
Yeah,
anyone!
We're coming.
Oh, thank
Back
God!
up.
Okay, you guys hurry towards the voice, and you quickly come across this really burly man, very, very Braum-esque, kind of that speed. And he has this,
Dad?
I was tempted for a second. Just like this really thick, scraggly beard and, really long, overgrown hair. And he's just like pinned underneath this tree that had fallen on him in the middle of the road. I need help! Quick! I've been here for 3 hours already.
You see Braum kind of like go into like fix it mode. He's like, we got you, and he's like looking at the tree, looking at how it fell over, looking at if there's any position to where he can, get leverage in on it, either by sticking something in, underneath it, maybe taking his axe and using it as a lever.
Okay. If you are investigating for something, why don't you do a int?
Oh, that's great. That would be. Ooh. Actually, that's not terrible. 6.
6.
A 4 and a 2.
Well, you listed off a couple of options. You think that you might be able to get a +1. I don't know if this game has typed bonuses, but just like a +1 to any sort of strength check if you do use. You see a particularly long tree branch that might be sturdy enough to like lever up the tree off of this poor man.
Okay. So he would look at the other two and be like, okay, I'm gonna try and lift this tree up a little bit. I need you guys to safely grab him on both sides and make sure to keep him still or straight as you pull him out from underneath, because I'm not gonna be able to hold it up long.
Will do.
Okay.
I'll grab his left arm.
I grab his right and say, "You're lucky we're here."
And to clarify, which side is the most out? Like, is it in the middle of him? Is it further down his legs, further up his chest?
So his legs are currently pinned.
Okay, perfect. Because that would tell where Braum would say, no, grab his legs because you need less to pull. But now that's where they're at.
I assumed if it was on his chest, he wouldn't be speaking.
Oh, that's true. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So go ahead and roll your strength check to try and lever the thing up. You get a +1 using the large branch.
Rolls?
So you
I
guys
think we're
have
just gonna be
separate
pulling 'em out.
rolls.
Okay, I can't watch it when I press this roll button. Okay. Well, actually, yeah, that is a 9 with the 2 dice and a +1. So that'd be a 10.
Okay. With that, you do manage to lever the trunk up for a couple of seconds. And with that time, so Solthira and Jin, one of you is going to take the lead, and the other one's going to roll a flat check, a flat DC 5 to assist. And thanks for following the Goth Gamer.
I'll probably take the lead here.
Yeah, that sounds
Okay,
wise.
it's going to be
What
a
is the
dex. It's a dex spirit.
Dex. Oh, okay.
Actually, I have 4
that's
and
gonna
8
be
for that.
that's even for us. I'm 6 and 6 at the moment.
Okay. I will roll to assist because
All
my
right.
luck is worse.
Sure. 9 for me, +1 if possible. 10
Yep,
total.
+1.
10 total. Awesome. With that, you manage to quickly slide the man out, and you kind of see his like twisted, mangled legs. I guess maybe not that twisted, but like, they're definitely battered.
Crushed.
You see like some tears in his jeans that expose some very ripped skin.
Quick question.
We got some Ralph Laurens in here in this world.
Sure.
Quick question, Ian, for just lore flavor wise. If say somebody has like a twisted broken arm and you cast cure magic on it, does it like twist back into shape, or does it like heal wrong if it's in the wrong shape right there? How good is heal magic?
Heal magic is magic. Heal magic will set it in the right position.
I'm going to cast on the man.
Okay. Ah, thank you. I thought I was done for. Oh. He just like starts rubbing his newly healed legs. Ah, the wife's not gonna like to mend that one. Oh no.
Given his attire, does he look wealthy or poor?
He is clearly a kind of like rangery, foresty type person, so he kind of like lives off the land.
Gotcha.
Anyways, getting up to his legs. Well, I'm Jack. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Who do I have the pleasure of being rescued by this day?
He like slaps his hand and grabs it and shakes it real hard. He's like, Brown Bow Drive. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure, Brom. Nice strong name.
My name is Jin.
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 Pleasure.
That's also a strong name if you drink it right.
Fair. I've had my acquaintance with it. Can't say that the wife lets me get my hands on too much of that anymore, though.
I'm Sulfira. Are you from around here?
Yeah, actually, I'm over in the small town of Thurston.
Is that close by?
Relatively. So you just go down the forest path just a bit more. It's maybe half day's travel from here.
Oh.
I look at Brom.
It's not a big town. It won't appear on any maps, but you'll find a nice bed to stay in. You'll find nice, welcoming villagers. They're all good folk. I know every single one of them.
We could probably sell that elk you found, or that animal you found last night, and get some supplies.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah, a big one.
Speaking of, have any of you run into any trouble yet so far?
Why would we run into trouble?
Oh, well, there's a kind of nasty set of knuckle goblins running around. They've been harassing the travelers as they go through, and I just wanted to make sure that you all were fine and safe.
I step aside and start flipping through my book of knowledge for those goblins you just mentioned.
Why don't
Echo goblins.
Neko goblins? Why don't you
Like
roll
cats.
a
Goblins.
int?
It's my int. Yeah.
Is the tree like laying
10.
across the road?
Yeah, but you won't have troubles getting around it.
10
Well, I'll just
total
push
for...
it.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
10 total for my education check.
Well, with that, you are aware that Neko goblins, sometimes colloquially called cat goblins, are tribes of intelligent creatures with a cat-like appearance, but which can talk and walk upright. There are many breeds, depending on the region. Their fur, body size, or other features differ. So on and so forth. Yeah, they're pretty standard, like,
Like pack hunters?
pack hunter type things.
Okay.
They're like if you took goblins and then made them cats, though.
That's what it sounds like they are. Like cat goblins. You got it.
So
Give them
You
fur
have-
and whiskers.
You're having trouble with necrogoblins around here. Has anyone tried to talk with them?
Gnome town.
well, that's kind of the thing, is that they didn't always cause trouble, but I mean, it used to just be normal banditry, but they've been getting very aggressive lately. In addition, they've seemed kind of, I don't know, off. Yeah, they've seemed kind of, well, when I've encountered them, something about them just looks wrong. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, especially since I was turning tail and running as fast as I could, but well, I'd keep your eye out for them. They're not creatures that you want to be finding yourselves on the wrong end of.
Do you know what areas they might frequent?
Oh, they're around. They're all over this forest. They have various tribes, especially once you get closer to the town. used to have a small encampment set up just to kind of, scavenge some of the, I can't remember what I called it anymore. Thurston. Some of Thurston's remains and leavings and stuff like that. But, well, lately the interactions have been, let's say, less than friendly.
So is the Necrogoblin encampment no longer there, or is it just not someplace people go anymore?
It's still there. It's just not someplace that people go.
Well, Brahms there, should we check it out? Solving problems as you go is one of the traditions of the journey.
Staying in an inn for a night would be a good tradition. So,
I
yeah.
just
We can
I
do
want
both.
to I want to clarify. So as the guy started talking about the goblins and stuff, like Brom kind of stepped behind him and was like investigating the tree, and then just started. He's basically trying to chop it into firewood.
Okay.
You just get a bug-eyed look from Solthira while you're doing that, but she's more listening to the conversation.
Oh, jeez. Watch where you swing that thing. I'll just go stand over here.
Jin's like talking and like he's in the like just like hard blinks, but tries not to stumble his words every time a flap comes down.
It's okay. Don't worry. Like I figure since it's already chopped down, if I can cut it into wood planks for a fire, while we aren't going to take it with us because we don't have a fire to deal with, if there's a town, a half a day away, this is perfectly good firewood. And why let this tree go to waste?
A fair point.
Fair enough.
Free firewood.
I admire your conservatory spirit.
Conservational?
Conservational spirit. I admire it.
Yeah. Thank you.
You can at least fill up on the water too. It's been a couple days.
Well, shall we head to this town? It's half a day away, so we'll see if we see the neck goblins on the way or afterward, and
Gotcha.
hey, maybe solve some local problems.
Yeah.
Aye.
Sounds good.
Oh,
Is
Whatever
this the
those
same-
things are.
Is this the same day that we did the flower scene?
yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, I guess I'm heading in the opposite direction, so good travels to you all. It was a pleasure meeting you, and I really appreciate, once again, helping me out of that jam.
you're
Feel a
welcome,
little
Jack.
embarrassed getting stuck under a tree like that, but it happens.
Are you
You're
from
welcome. Have a
Thirst?
safe journey yourself.
Well, in the matter of speaking, I grew up there as a child, but I live quite a ways out of town now.
Oh, you live in nature in the forest?
Yep, just me and my wife, living a nice, peaceful life out in the middle of the woods. Huh?
Interesting.
Do you have a
And-
house? Oh, sorry.
Well, maybe not as nice as one in the city, but I'll tell you, the view is definitely worth the trade.
Yeah, and you just live off the land and
Yeah, of course.
checking
Got
that
a
straight
nice
up
little
here.
garden. Got some traps set up to get us some deer meat every once in a while. It's a good way of living.
Man, Jack, you might have yourself a neighbor here shortly then.
It's to each their own.
He just like gets a dark look over his face, steps right up next to you, and stay off my turf. Steps back, polite smile again.
Hey, there's enough forest for the two of our families, man.
I don't think he meant directly next to your house. I think he meant just in the same neck of the woods.
Oh, of course. Obviously, what was I thinking? Anyways, I think I'll be going.
I thought he meant his actual turf. Oh, okay.
So there.
No, he was being serious about
Quiet bickering between the two.
Okay. You all kind of wrap up that scene and you continue forward. We're getting to about the 2.5 hour mark. So, how much longer does everybody have?
I mean, there's no work tomorrow for me.
that. Yeah, bro. I mean, I can role play for days.
Okay. Let's take a short break, and then we'll jump into the next thing. And we are going to be back in roughly 10 minutes. And we're back!
Peace.
Hello. I'm waving. You can't see it.
Yeah, so when we left off, we were talking to, I forget his name already.
Jack.
Jack, right.
From
This is
Thurston.
why I can't improv
Or
names.
from
I
around
forget them
Thurston.
immediately.
Jack who's caught under a piece of lumber.
Yep. So he told you about some Neko goblins that had been harassing the town, but also seemed like a little off their game. You know, normally they weren't as hostile, but they were really hostile lately, and also acting weird besides that. And you all take this to heart and continue on your journeys. But can I get spirit checks from everyone?
Just like one
Spirit?
one spirit.
Spirit.
Okay.
It's a decent.
Oh, gross.
1, 2.
So this is like midday then, right?
Yeah. So we've already rolled the rolls for today to like see how travel goes and to do the hunting and to do the navigation. So this is along the path of that. You guys have traveled for a little ways already. You're probably going to reach the town by nightfall.
I got a 3.
Okay. How about
7
Jen?
here.
7?
7 as well.
Okay. So you're all walking along, and none of you. Well, okay. Brahm has been in the forest a lot, but not this forest. So, you know, you can kind of hear like leaves rustling every once in a while, and you. What else is there? You kind of like sense that maybe something's like moving around, but you're not really like sure what's going on. You think that it might just be normal differences in forest life. And then all of a sudden, a figure jumps in front of the path in front of you. It's about 3 foot tall, standing on 2 legs, and it's wearing this like really rough leather tunic, pointing a spirit unit. Says, "Stop right now!"
Oh God.
How tall
I
is it?
stop.
It is, of course, a Neko goblin. This one has a black
3 feet.
patch on its face, and covered in fur, has like the little cat eyes, yellow cat eyes.
I'm gonna raise my hands and I'm going to say, "Peace, friend. May we parlay?"
I'm gonna whack the shit out of. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that'd be pretty par for the course for whenever I try to negotiate with things in tabletop.
I think like Brahm, like if he was a fighter, that was what happened. But I feel like Brahm is like he's a nature loving, just cool, chill guy. So he's kind of like, whoa, hey, hold on a minute, and then you say your thing, and he's gonna let you do your thing.
Yeah, I'm of the same nature at the moment.
Okay, the Neko goblin like kind of motions with its spear, and then all of a sudden you see several other Neko goblins. He's a little shorter, appear from like in a circle out from the bushes around you. Sure, we can take a pause. What do you want?
Well, we are heading to the town of Thurston, and we'd heard that there were some disturbances around here, that something seemed to be upsetting you guys around here. And we were curious as to what it was and seeing if we might be able to help.
Why don't you roll a...
Negotiation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's Spirit Int?
Probably it's very.
It's Spirit Int, and I get a +1 bonus from being a merchant.
Sweet.
14!
I love how
Woo!
I love how intuitive this game's rolls are. How do we know I can trust you?
Tell you what. I'm gonna pull out my shiny coin. I'm going to let you keep this if we betray you. I'm gonna let you hold on to it. If we are being honest with you, I expect it back. And if we end up being bad guys, take it, and I'll never see it again. This is very valuable to me. You don't see this kind of coin anywhere these days.
Truly, it's the only one of its kind.
Pofford!
It's also very shiny.
And one of the Neko goblins on the side, that's just like a full black cat, will run up to you, just like leap up, snatch the coin out of your hand, and then dart back. Okay. We'll let you we'll see whether you're worth your weight in gold. Like kind of lowers his thing. But we do have one clause.
Oh,
Wet Paw, do your thing. Wet Paw will go up and start, feeling through your like pack and stuff like that, and start trying to take any weapon that you happen to have on you. Do you acquiesce?
Like all of us?
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
They're taking our weapons?
Brom,
You can't have that. No.
yeah, Brom grab. So Brom has, the thing over his shoulder, the deer, elk, or whatever, and he's kind of holding it. And as they come up, he kind of sets it on the ground, and he has his axe usually strapped on his back between the book bag and his back, and he pulled it out to put it down because it's kind of hurting his back. He's like using it kind of like a staff or something, like a stick, walking stick. And when they come up and it looks like they're grabbing their weapons, he grabs with both hands and he's like, I can't let you do that. This is very priceless to me. And also, you haven't told us what we need to do. I might need to use this.
I'm sorry that those weapons are very important to them. You may have my bow, but they just beyond even weapons. They are
Wet
important
Paw,
heirlooms to them.
Wet Paw looks at the leader of this bunch. What should I do? Well, if it's important, we can let you keep it for now, but I'll have my eye on you. Sandy, make sure you keep a watchful eye on him too.
Thank you.
Can you hold this elk while we go do whatever you want us to do?
We're not your pack animals.
Speaking of which, I'm going to throw the elk over one of our pack animals.
Damn it! I've been carrying this thing the whole time, and it could have been on the pack animal.
How much bulk? How much bulk is the elk?
Elks are
It's a +4,
4? Yeah. Ostrich has room.
right? Because it's 4 over what I was supposed to roll. Isn't that what it means? It's a +4.
I honestly am not very familiar with the bulk rules. We'll figure it out later. We'll say it's
Cool.
fine for now.
Cool.
We have so much weight to spare on these things that it could
We
be
do.
3 times that and we'd be good.
It's
So
big.
now that you all have had a chance to like kind of look around, see what's going on at these Neko goblins, why don't you roll another spirit check?
Everyone?
Gladly, sir. Gladly.
8.
7. Darn.
5.
Okay. Solthera, you of all people are kind of examining them as you examine Wet Paw as she darts from person to person. Oh, thanks, Yuzu. You can carry a bulk of strength +3. I think the question was like, can they fit on the pack animals though?
Pack animals have 15 bulk to carry.
Oh boy, yeah, that's probably okay. Anyways, so you take a look at Wet Paw, and you notice that there's something weird about Wet Paw's abdomen. Like you've seen illustrations before of Neko goblins, and this one seems to have like little lumps just all over its body.
That one, oh, I whispered to Brom. That one kind of looks sick. You see its underside?
Yeah.
As you look around at the other ones, you
Don't let
see
it
that
touch you.
4 out of the 5 total, including the main one, kind of have similar things.
A few of them look like that.
It'd be-
Like I don't know, growths on their body. Maybe it's poison or something.
Do you have anything in your book that?
I go to like diseases and poisons chapter.
Nothing shows up.
I don't know.
Would it be rude to ask them?
They'll probably
Maybe.
tell us about it once we are taken to wherever they're taking us, and we can ask questions then.
Yeah, but if it's something that's like contagious, would it be smart for us to go with them?
Hey, you with the wet back or tail or claw.
Wet
Wet
paw!
paw.
That stuff on your abdomen. What is that?
Wet paw looks over towards the main one. Well, should we tell him, Divot? Yeah, I guess so. This is what you might have been hearing about. Got something weird happening to all of us while we sleep.
Like you get sick when you sleep, or something else?
We don't know. We just go to sleep normal and then we wake up like this. Think you filthy humans are doing it, but you all seem nice, so we're letting you try and help out.
Well, has anything changed in your diet or your sleeping arrangements? You know, I know sometimes when my wife changes the laundry soap, you know, I get bumps in my nether regions.
Laundry
Oversharing
soap?
much?
Yeah, what you wash your clothes with.
Wash? They all kind of like look at each other.
Oh,
Oh, you
barbaric
mean like
frog,
what
you
we
don't
do with
get
our
it.
tongue?
Yeah, so like, has there been anything like with your what you've been taking, what you've been eating, what you've been, you know, drinking?
No. Everything's the same that it's always been.
Do you think the other humans would have answers in the town?
They're all tricksy and probably behind all this.
Well, we can go talk to them for you.
They've always been chasing us out of town, but this was the last straw. We're taking no more.
We can check out where they live, and then if no answers are apparent there, then we can check if something changed in town.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay, come on, guys. Divot leads the rest of you out of your current situation and heads towards heads deeper into the forest. You all eventually arrive at this small encampment. There's like a little palisade ringing the outside. Just like little stakes jabbed into the ground to try and keep intruders out. You see some smoke rising from the middle to indicate some sort of campfire, and as you walk in, you see just like a whole bunch of cat neko goblins look at you and just kind of like one of the older looking ones is like, Divot, who are these people? No, it's fine. I think we can trust him. Let me see. The older one walks up to each of you in turn and just kind of like sniffs at you for a while. You notice that it has an eye patch over one of its eyes and has some scars dotting its face and so on. And eventually it gives its approval to each and every one of you and sits back at the campfire that's kind of in the center of this encampment.
I'm just like closed stance and uncomfortable while in this area all the time.
Yeah. This neko goblin like gets up in your business. It's like sniffing right in your ear and just kind of like
Jane seems to be
puts a
taking it
hand-
in stride.
Yeah, Brom puts his hand out to like shake a hand, like, "Hey, Brom, Bodrov."
Touching me.
It's all the response you get. It doesn't really understand handshakes.
Can I like? Is there a spot to sit down at the fire next to someone?
Yeah, so you kind of get from the feel of this more elderly Neko Goblin that it's kind of, without saying it, inviting you to join it at the campfire.
Oh, he didn't pick up on that. He's just gonna go sit down with him.
Jin will sit down and then gesture for Soltira to sit down next to him.
Oh, reluctantly.
So, what I understand is that what's been happening so far is the last several nights when you've gone to sleep, you've woken up with these things on your stomachs.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on.
May I may I see your sleeping accommodations?
Kind of like jerks its head to follow and takes you into, there's like a bunch of, small tents set up here and there, sized for a Neko Goblin, so like you have to like crawl to get inside, but he'll take you to just one of the random ones, and you'll see on the inside some hay that's kind of like made into a bedding type situation, and not much else.
I'm gonna inspect the hay and look through it, seeing if I can like see any like weird things that aren't supposed to be there, or
Yeah, sure.
like rotten bits or bugs or anything.
I'm staying with Jen because I don't want to be left alone with these folks. So
What-
I will help.
What should I roll?
You should roll a spirit.
Okay,
Well, let's go spirit in.
same
Can I
thing.
assist while looking in there with them?
I
Yeah,
assume so.
I assume so. Can I? Can I assist with his investigation of the bedding?
Yes.
Cool.
Flat 5.
I got a 5.
All right, so 12 total after that.
Okay, you take a thorough look, and you notice that while the hay bedding doesn't seem very unusual at all, there's a number of footprints in the soil that appear to be larger than Neko Goblins. They're not from you. They look like they're from a person. This is from the bed of Fiskers, one of the most recent of those stricken by this positively dire ailment.
I like the cat puns.
I'm like both sad that I haven't been able to fire off more and surprised that I've been able to fire off so many. My brain's like having a hard time of it.
We should show them the tracks and
I think we should see what's going on in town first. I don't want to incite a riot.
all right.
Now then, may I see your...
Hey, don't take our thing.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was trying to fit in with the culture. I was trying to be polite.
It's
May I
appropriation.
see your cooking supplies, where you prepare your food?
Yeah, follow me. Kind of goes over, brings you to the campfire, and he just like takes a stick out, goes over to a barrel that's just kind of sitting there, just like shoves the stick in, pulls it back out. There's just like a fish attached to it now. Goes over and sits down by the fire. Is this what you were wondering about?
Yes. May I see that fish before you cook it?
Yeah, but pause off. It's mine.
I'm going to do my very best to examine the fish without touching it. Like, does this fish look like it's off at all?
I find that fish in my book of sea creatures in the book of knowledge, the sea creature chapter.
Yeah,
Looks like
it
a
doesn't
fish to
look
me.
off at all.
It looks normal.
You
Its
can
eyes-
try rolling if you want.
I'll roll and yes, I will.
I got a.
11.
Yeah, no, it's normal. It's just fish.
Okay, I also got an 11 for checking it out.
Looks like a fish.
Hmm.
It gives one last final flop. Apparently, they didn't kill it well enough.
There's nothing with their food. It's probably those footsteps.
Do you keep any night sentries? Do you have anybody keeping an eye out while everyone sleeps?
Well, we try and keep a guard, but you know, sometimes they take cat naps.
Would you mind if we stayed the night and kept watch ourselves, seeing if we can spot if something or someone is coming in here?
Yeah, but keep your paws off our food. That's ours.
We will do so. We have our own.
I don't want your food. Sorry.
You know you want it. Just kind of like takes a big bite out of the raw fish.
Delicious.
How does it taste?
Fishy.
I think because you didn't cook it, it's a little clawful.
What did I say about using our thing?
Hey! You want a back rub?
Yes. the Neko Goblin.
This guy here gives great ones.
So this elderly Neko Goblin Cupie will just kind of like run up to you. Were motioning at Jin.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We'll just run up to Jin, just kind of like turn his back, just kind of like sit there expectantly.
I'll just like glance at Braun for a second, shrug, and then I'll start petting the cat goblin.
You hear begrudging purrs like.
See what I tell you?
It's wrong on like 8 different levels.
I mean, I'll be honest. If I couldn't reach my back, I'd be loving that.
All the other Neko Goblins seem to like take note of this and then just like kind of like, you know, do something similar. They'll just like kind of like, you know, sit like a couple of feet away from you and then just like look over at you and then look back forward. Then
There's magic to make your arms longer. I don't know.
I'll have them take turns. I'll give like 5 minutes of petting, and then I'll move on to the next one. 5 minutes of petting.
Hey, Brom, let Jin know I'm over by our tent, okay?
All right.
I go off and just do some study stuff.
one of them like does the cat butt scratch thing where it just like involuntarily lifts or just like stands up since it's on 2 feet.
I am going to do my level best to not look anywhere near a Neko Goblin's ass. That is something Jin does not want to see.
So, are we resting here, or are we gonna go into town because it's close by, right?
I was thinking rest here. That way, if somebody is coming in the middle of the night, we can see.
I mean, I can. Maybe we could take shifts and.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. I'd be down for first shift.
Okay. Jin will take second shift since it's the worst.
Okay.
Get up early since I can bathe.
So as you're actually a Jin, so as you're like stroking these Neko Goblins, you actually notice that the kind of lumps that I had been mentioning before, they're a lot harder than you would have expected. They don't feel biological at all. And one of the Neko Goblins, Rosie, gets particularly into your back scratches and will just like flop over on her belly. And as she does that, you actually see that there's like this stitched up scar along her abdomen.
Ooh.
Does she have a cat section?
I think it's still called a C-section.
It is.
Yeah.
I
Hey, what do you call it when one of us is keeping watch? A CAT scan.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna ask Rosie. Okay, if I forgive me if this is rude, but what's the scar from?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm gonna point it out on her belly while being as like normal about it as possible.
Well, I don't remember that. I remember noting that I had some, I don't know, some like stomach pain there before, but nothing that I could attribute to anything.
I'm gonna poke one of the hard nodules, and can you feel this?
Oh, it's uncomfortable.
Hmm.
Where?
I'll start petting her in the more comfort places. Like, oh, I'm sorry. I did not mean to hurt you.
Noted.
I'm gonna try to cure touch and see what that does.
Sure. You try and cure touch, and it doesn't do anything. Like, maybe the scar gets a little bit lighter, but, like...
Hmm. The bio student in me wants to cut one of these little nodules off and see what it is, but no.
How's she feline?
What did I
That was a
tell
good
you?
one.
Hey, I'm just gonna be honest. I just Googled cat puns.
It looks like you're Googling cat puns.
I did. I got all kinds of cat puns.
Well, I'm gonna keep on petting until it's time to go to bed. Then I'll let Brom take first watch.
Okay. So, no camp check required, because one of the Neko
Already
goblins
established.
will... Well, no, you don't really have a place to sleep, do you? One of the
We have
Neko
a
goblins will
tent.
offer you a spot, but, like, again, it's a really tiny-ass tent. Your legs will stick out the back.
We've got a tent.
Okay. You will have to roll a camping check then.
I'll roll to assist.
We're still on the same day.
Yep.
Take this.
Goal is an
plus
8.
1, 11.
Oh shit! I rolled a crit.
Plus 2.
Doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
Doesn't do
that's
anything
what
when
I
I'm
thought.
assisting, but wow, 4 and 8. Wow.
11.
Okay. Tent set up and ready to go. You all... What watches are you taking?
Unless.
First.
And Jin's in the middle.
So it goes Brahm, Jin, and then,
I'll forget my name.
yeah, Sulthira.
Yep.
Don't forget my name.
Say my name. Say my name.
Okay. Why don't I get spirit checks from all y'all?
I don't wanna.
5.
Whoa! Oh, double 8s.
Lol.
16.
Spirit.
That's 2 in a row, man.
That's your best stat, Brom, isn't it? Actually,
Spirit.
probably actually not bad on you.
It's a 6.
Yeah.
But because there's no bonuses to it, right?
Nope.
Yeah. So 4.
Speed. Okay. Jin, with your second crit of the game, I
In a
think.
row.
In a row of the game.
How it be?
You take your watch with extreme vigilance. You just like kind of feel perfectly aware of everything that's going on, and you sense with well-honed instincts after you can like feel the generations of of experience flowing through your veins, and you just like hear a twig snap in the distance and know that that must be the perpetrator, the thing that is causing so much grievous harm on these poor Neko goblins.
The cat's paw.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to. Can I see the person from here? How big is this camp?
So I'm giving you advance notice. If you wait, you'll be able to see them.
Okay, I'm gonna lie and wait for them, see what they're doing.
The camp itself is around like 50 by 50.
Okay, so I can see most of it.
Yeah, it's not very big at all, but like the Neko goblins are pretty densely packed.
Fair enough.
So you wait a little while, and if you roll a Dex int, you can see how well you hide. Actually, if there's a stealth roll, use that. I don't remember.
I
if
think
there is
it's
one.
Dex.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, you can roll Dex.
I promise you, I am not lying. I rolled double 4s.
That's funny.
You know, it's weird that this game actually makes it more likely for you to crit if you have really shitty stats.
Also makes you more likely to crit fail.
Fair. Yeah. So you become one with the night, channeling your inner Piotr.
Somehow.
And you just kind of like find this perfect spot in like in some bushes. You army crawl your way there with nary a sound, and you see Jack emerge from the forest into the clearing and
That bastard.
appear to be walking into the into the Neko Goblin camp. Also, weirdly, carrying a pouch filled with something that kind of looks like a bunch of the things you were feeling.
I'm
Into the camp, yeah. See, chat can get away with that because it's all out of character for them.
Yeah, that was perfect.
I'm gonna do two things. I'm going to first cast Winter's Sleep on Jack, which I think I just need to.
Okay. Actually, I think this is where we're going to leave it off because
Oh,
I'm a little dead.
fair enough. Okay, can I get the teaser for next time though?
Yeah, sure.
I shout, Solthir, Brahm, I got the guy, and then I cast Winter's Sleep on him, and there we go.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you all for joining us for our first episode of Ryuutama, A Journey's Tale, maybe temporarily spelled Tail. And yeah, join us next week on Thursday. We're only doing 4 of these, so it won't be a forever thing. Also, we are looking for, we are trying to organize a Q&A with the translator for this game. Andy, I think I'm pronouncing it correctly, Kitkowski? I'm less confident now that I mangled it. Anyways, we're organizing Q&A with him. It's going to be cool. Join our Discord and leave your questions there, or join us next week and leave your questions there, or send them to us over Facebook. One of the 3. Yeah, otherwise, we are Fantasticide. Come check us out on this channel Wednesdays and Thursdays. Carter, why don't you do your thing?
All right. My plug, my plug is, find me on twitch.tv/triumphant, PHANT Blunder. All of our stuff's there, so you can find our YouTube, which has all of our VODs. You can find our Discord, which has over 40 people chitter chattering about mostly Dungeons and Dragons stuff, because that's what we run. So yeah, find us, enjoy us, come see us Monday 7 p.m. Eastern on Triumphant Blunder Twitch TV.
Yeah, and thank you for joining us as a guest. We will be signing off. See y'all.
Peace.
Later.
Later.